Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me for Wise Words this morning. This morning, Wise Words will be taken from the book of Luke, and I'll be reading the story of a Samaritan village rejects Jesus. So the story is being told about when Jesus entered and his disciples they were on their way, right? And it says, and it came to pass when the time was come that he should be received up, he steadfastly set his face to go to Jerusalem, and sent messengers before his face, and they went and entered into a village of the Samaritans. So they went into a village, right? But guess what? They did not receive him, right? So his disciples were there with him, James and John. When they saw how the Samaritans rejected Jesus, they suggested to Jesus, Lord, you want us to command, will the command fire from heaven, right? And consume them like what Elias did? But Jesus turned and rebuked them. And he said, He know not what manner of speech are he of. Why no? He's not going to do that. For the Son of Man is not come to destroy men's lives, but to save them. And they went to another village. So here in this text, we clearly see that Jesus, he could have allowed, he could have called on fire on those Samaritans because they refused him, right? They did not want to hear anything, any message that he was bringing to them. They rejected that message. And just a backdrop of to know who the Samaritans were. The Samaritans, they were more stuck in the Moses, in the old covenant, with the Moses teaching. They did not accept Jesus as being the Messiah, right? So they did not want anything to do with Jesus and the message that he was bringing to them, right? Of the dying on the cross and resurrection and the Holy Spirit and all of that, the new covenant. They did not want to have nothing to do with this Messiah that they say rose and come again. Jesus. They did not want anything to do with this gospel that they claim is a new gospel of Jesus. They believed in the old covenant, so they wanted to leave it at that. But we as Christians, what we can gather from this story today, right? Some of the times, because what stood out to me was when he asked the question, he said, he know not what manner of spirit he are of, right? Not ask a question, but he stated that. He was saying to James and John, like, don't you know what manner of spirit we're of, right? So, the spirit that Jesus carried was that to destroy lives, but to save lives. And as I always say, you can't have good and bad coming from the same, or you can't have a fountain issuing both good and bad water at the same time. If it is good, it is good. If it is bad, it is bad. So what Jesus wanted the disciples to know that what he's coming with, right, is not to destroy men's life, but to save men, right? So he did not want, because he had the power to do wrong to persons who rejected him, but he did not do that. Instead of doing bad to them, he went to another village. So we as Christians, many times we are faced with so many with rejection, with the way people treat us, because we won't compromise, or they want it to be done in that way, or even faster. For example, you go to a business place, or you go to you may be in the line, right, at a money to collect money, or whatever, and then now the security guard, he's there, and he will allow you to go to the front of the line if you just give him a small fee for that. But you as a Christian, you know within yourself that that is wrong, right? You're not after that spirit anymore. You go and do things that is pleasing unto God, right? And also, you know that somebody did you wrong, and you could have cursed that person, because guess what? They are the one in the wrong, right? They are the one. So you have the right to curse that person and let him know, say, no, what I'm doing is not good, or that is wrong, that is not right. You understand? And curse him back, because he's cursing you. So you curse him. You curse him out properly back. But guess what? No. We are not of that spirit. We are not of that spirit. When we become a child of God, we have a different spirit. All things have passed away. We are a new creation. We can't be walking in this in the flesh. We have to walk in the spirit as Jesus has commanded us to walk. Right? Persons can be looking at us as is the same person that they knew before. And so the person that used to love cuss, or used to love do this, or used to love do that. No. You have become a new creation. So all things are past now. We are supposed to be the salt. We are supposed to be that light. We are supposed to be ambassadors. We are supposed to be representative, right, of this spirit, right? So we are supposed to be the one to show love. We are supposed to be the one to show peace. We are supposed to be the one to bring peace, bring joy, show love in every situation, right? We're not supposed to be living in the old. Our eyes are now opened, right? And we are supposed to be setting example for other persons to follow. If I hear a person say, boy, if I look at you, your whole demeanor, I can see that you're a Christian. Right? You're not supposed to be opening your mouth and tell people, say, yes, you are Christian. The life where you live, how you operate, how you go, how you speak, how you carry yourself, how you treat your neighbors, how you treat others, is supposed to set an example, or to depict, or to show that, yes, this is a true child of God. This is a representative. Right? Because if I am behaving the same way as I was before I became converted or become a child of God, right? There is no change. Then how can I bring a change? How can I go to persons who have not yet been saved? How, if I'm living like them, then how can I bring the gospel to them and tell them anything about Christ? If I am not a true representative, how can I go to them and witness to them? And then I miss him one day sit down there, so I cuss out the sister yesterday. I miss him one day sit down there, so I behave so boisterous, I'm behaving so bad. Yesterday or last week. How can I now bring this gospel? Because guess what? We don't get this gospel to keep it to ourselves. God has done so many things for us. And it is up to us now to tell others about the greatness of God, to testify to others of His goodness. Because we don't become a Christian to keep this thing to ourselves. Our testimony is what we use to overcome. Our testimony is what we use to encourage others. Our testimony is what we use to show the goodness of God. So we have to live a life wherein which others may see our lives and respect, and when we go to them, they will accept, say, yes, you are a true representative. So as we go today, be very mindful of how we treat others. Yes, they might step on your toe and you know to God say it's hot, but guess what? We are supposed to be forgiving, loving, the salt, the light. So this is Kareen one more time for wise words. And remember the story of how Jesus rebuked the disciples that wanted him to, was saying, Lord, should we call on fire? Just remember that story and what he said. He's not here to destroy anyone. We're not here to lash out at anyone. We're not here to criticize anyone. Because we all have our own faults. None of us is perfect. Only God Himself is perfect. But instead of looking at other persons and criticizing them, let us show them love. Let us show them love today. That is what we're here for. To allow His kingdom to come on earth. Love, peace, joy, gentleness, faithfulness, meekness, all of those things. And it don't really come overnight, but gradually, let us walk in love. Be blessed.